Hello and welcome to YouTube Reviewed. I'm Tracy Harrison and today I have the lovely Kim Howard, an expert life strategist. Now Kim, tell me, what do you do in your role as an expert life strategist?
It's really hard to tell you what I actually do because I move things around in the unconscious mind, and by doing that changes the way we think and the way we feel about things.
Okay, so you're not a doctor, you don't prescribe medicine.
No.
And you don't take blood pressure, never touched a client. You don't
Well, I
take blood.
could touch them, but not in any medical
Okay.
way.
Okay, now is it true that you had an operation, you were in the hospital in recovery,
Yes.
and a lady came in that was addicted to chocolate, like
Yes.
1 to 2 blocks
I
a
remember
night.
that, yes.
And she came in and she said to you, "Oh God, I wish I could stop eating chocolate." And what, within 10 minutes?
Yeah, about 10 minutes, probably less.
And she hasn't eaten chocolate since?
No,
So
I
what's
actually
happened?
heard from her recently, and no, she's totally off chocolate.
So she'll look at chocolate?
Yeah, she doesn't even want it now. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so I've also heard that you take away phobias. Like,
Absolutely.
Is that like people scared of spiders? Or?
Yeah. With a phobia, there's submodalities to a phobia, and if you change one of those submodalities, it changes the way you feel about things. So by moving things around, I know it sounds a little bit hard. Can I explain it in another way?
Sure.
If you were to think you have, in your mind, you have all these photos of all the different thoughts and feelings that you have. And if you move one of those photos around in your head, further away from you or closer to you, it changes the way you feel about that image, which is actually a thought or a memory.
Right.
So if you change anything about that picture, so let's say the picture was coloured and you changed it to black and white, your body will feel different about that memory, about that picture. Does that make sense?
So, well, it's a little bit tricky for the average bear, but I suppose the bottom line is, if I said to you, I am scared of spiders, can't be in the same room as them, you could take that phobia away from me.
Yeah, because I find out where the picture of that phobia is, and I move that picture to another area of your brain so that you can't actually, when you go to find that picture, instead of it being where it was, I've moved it, so you can't find it. You're looking for it elsewhere, making you feel differently about the picture.
Okay, so addictions, phobias, what about the mental health issue these days? Like, we've got people with anxiety, depression. Do you work with people like that?
All the time. Anxiety is a learnt behaviour as well. So once your body knows how to do anxiety, it will keep reinventing it all the time. So it just clicks onto you and you've got no control. And a perfect explanation of anxiety was when I did my dad. He's 87 and he doesn't understand anything I do. So I had to explain to him, there is a trigger, Dad, to your anxiety. There's something that sets it off. So when we figured out, we went back through it, what does it take? Where's that trigger? When we found that trigger, he was actually able to put something else in that trigger. So the trigger for him, he got anxious when he went in the car.
To drive?
To drive.
Okay.
So he'd feel like he was going to pass out.
Oh, wow.
Hot flushes, everything. So it actually, the strategy started running from the moment he picked up the keys.
Right.
So once we found out that was his trigger, when he picked up the keys, I made him do something. So I made him sing. Now, he didn't like singing, so he counted from 1 to 100, but he had to do it out loud because your brain can't think while you're speaking. Got it. I'll explain a little bit more. So once he picked up the keys, he had to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up to 100, and then down from 100 until he gets in the car, still in the car, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to the drive, and notice that he got to the actual place without having any side effect, any anxiety or anything.
Oh wow, that's fantastic.
So then what happens, you need to do that at least 3 times to break the pattern that your body has now grabbed onto.
Okay.
So once you've broken the pattern, you don't have the anxiety anymore. So now he just gets in the car and drives and doesn't even think about it. Doesn't need to keep doing it.
Okay, so you've done that one technique or session with him. Would he, did you need to do it more than once?
No, once.
Just the once?
Yes.
So someone with deep depression?
Yep. I've actually worked with a lot of clients with depression, and so I also profile as well. So I know when I'm talking to a client what makes them tick. I can profile them straight away. So I know how to talk to them on a level that's going to go straight into their unconscious mind, which is going to, again, change the way they feel about things. Ask them the questions that no one else has ever asked them before.
Oh, wow.
Get to the root of the problem and then work our way back to where they are today.
Okay, and you have to be in the same room as the client?
I prefer it. You can do it over the phone, but I prefer to be with the client. I like to have them there, because sometimes I do anchors and things which I need to touch them for the anchor.
What's an anchor?
So an anchor is, you know what, it's something we do naturally, but we can force it as well. So for an anchor, let's just say, you know, when you hear a song and it takes you back to, you know, years ago, a happy moment or a sad moment,
or either
one. So that's an anchor.
Okay.
So we can actually build an anchor from a stimulus on our bodies, like touching our arms or holding a hand or some spot on your body. We can actually put it onto our body to help us. So, for instance, say you wanted more confidence, we can actually build a confidence anchor. So every time you're needing confidence, you can actually push this anchor that we've installed, and that will just bring it in to your body, the actual confidence, and you don't even know why, but you're just confident. It's one of those things that's hard to explain, but easy to do.
Awesome. Okay, so how do people get in contact with you? Do you have a Facebook page, or how do they get in contact with you?
Yeah, a lot of my contacts come from word of mouth. There'll be, you know, a client I've had, you know, I'm a friend of hers, you know, she told me how wonderful she felt. Most of them have been referrals. I am on Facebook, and
we will have the link at the bottom of this video for anyone that wants to get in contact with Kim.
Yep. So, yeah, mostly referrals. It's pretty flat out just with referrals.
Wow,
so
I
don't really need to advertise.
I can imagine why. Just great, what happens to people, how you can change them, how you can make them feel better.
Yeah, and that's the goal. You know, that's what I want to do. I want to empower, especially women. I want to bring women to empower themselves, so that they can actually go out there and do whatever they want to do. Not have that thing of, I can't do that. Can't doesn't exist. It's not even a word in my vocabulary.
Well, thank you for coming today.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I think I might have a session with Kim after this video. Anyway, so thank you very much. You've been YouTube Reviewed.